Hello, this is Jonathan Mitchell. I won the PrimeDriven yellow MR2. Uh, I live in Newburgh, Indiana, and I first heard about PrimeDriven, I think, from one of my friends, or we were looking up parts for something. I don't remember exactly, but I know the first giveaway was the R32 GTR in a gunmetal color, much like the one or one of the ones from Initial D. So it's a pretty cool car to think about potentially winning. Reasons I entered this giveaway is one because MR2, I've always kind of wanted one. It's always been kind of a car that's always been on the list of something I wanted to own. Uh, the One of the neat things about PrimeDriven is the fact that their entries are so small that there's actually a real chance to win. Honestly, it was always kind of like a hopeful thing. Like I never really thought I would win, but it was just the odds were so good, it really became potentially like hopeful. Like you could actually be hopeful, unlike like a lottery or something like the big lottery. It's like millions of people enter that, and you don't think there's much of a chance, but you do it for hope. But the fact that this is a real possibility made it really cool. Uh, also the diversity of cars that they have on PrimeDriven is really neat. It seems like there's always something for all kinds of different tastes in cars. What got me into cars as well? To be honest, it goes back pretty much as far as I can remember. That I was kind of raised around them. My dad had an E-Type Jaguar, and my grandfather actually used to do dirt track racing back when he was in his teenage years. So cars have always been like a part of the family sort of thing, where it's just something always the family's been interested in. My dad had a Corvair. My grandparents had a 71 Cuda, and there was just all kinds of different things throughout the years that we've just been not a car fanatic family, but just always been into them as something that we really enjoyed. Uh, this car specifically was something I guess I found originally in Gran Turismo as a car that was like, wow, that car is really cool, and I can pretty much be one of the, if not the first starter car, the second starter car in like Gran Turismo 1 or 2. So that was kind of a big thing for me. And then what kind of sealed the deal was watching it in Initial D was one of the, I mean, who doesn't like Initial D if you've watched enough of it? When PrimeDriven contacted me about winning this car, it was kind of like, really? No, I'm not sure. There's no way. And then they sent me, of course, the information, like only that they would have, proving that it was a purchase I made through them, verifying everything, and it was kind of still just kind of in a dream state. I mean, obviously, winning something like this isn't like completely life changing. However, it's really special. And obviously, anything like that, people are going to try to take advantage of. But so it's like you're a little skeptical at first, but then as the process continues, you realize that it's a real thing, and everything they do is secure. And it's when that hits you, and you go, "This is for real." It's an awesome feeling. You're like, "Wow, I just won something really cool," and I'm looking forward to spending time with and doing driving, and it's just going to be. I mean, it's just. And then one of my friends probably freaked out more than I did. I've been telling him about PrimeDriven for a little while about the odds, and he was just like, I don't know, man. Some of the other ones are just so like there's other cooler cars than the other ones, but I was like, but they're not. Like the possibility of winning those isn't there. I think after hearing that I won this this car, he went and entered the very next giveaway that Prime's having for the Civic. So it's definitely inspired. It's definitely inspired a few other people to enter these because they're just like they're so real. My plans for this car, well, first is to drive it some. Second is definitely going to be to make sure that all the maintenance is done. And I say that because I want to make sure everything's solid because I plan on tracking the car, at least some. It's not going to be like my primary track car, but I don't believe in owning a car that I haven't really pushed to the limit, if that makes any sense, because I want to know exactly how it behaves in any kind of situation I might put D in. Definitely taking my wife out. I'm taking my kids out. My son already drives go-karts and he's 5 years old, and so he loves cars too. So I'm passing down the love for that. At least I hope so. With all the EVs and everything, you've got to keep this alive. The other thing is probably not a whole lot of power stuff. I really want to focus on making the car handle right, and making it just a really fun, fundamental car to drive fast. So that's part of, and honestly, I really want to bring it to the Dragon's Tail, that and a few other tracks around where I live. So a lot of times you'll get discouraged while entering these and it feels like a scam. To be honest, I felt that way for a while because I'd entered so many times that I felt like, man, is it even, are they just handing them out to their friends or people they know, or there's somebody that they know, like extended? And obviously I don't know. I've never met any of these people at PrimeDriven before, and here I am, I won. And there were times I took a break from entering. There were times where it just, there weren't cars that I wanted. And I only entered in times where cars were offered something that I wanted. So that was part of it. And then also I started, my first entry was in 2020. So it's been a long time, it feels like, but to win something like this really makes up for every single time like that I've entered. It's not like I've entered a ton of things, but I definitely have entered more than a few. So I wouldn't say get discouraged, but make sure, like, pick out things you want, so you're not getting, like, because if you do that, just keep up with that, I feel like that's kind of something that helps keep the morale up when you're waiting to win. I feel like it's almost like it's not a if you're going to win, it's when you're going to win. So if you keep at it, I believe that there's a real chance for you to win. I want to also send out a thank you to PrimeDriven for having these giveaways. They're really cool merch that's available. All kinds of really neat things that you can get from them. And also, like, the car communities. I think that the car communities I hang out with are like tend to be in the motorsports, so like HPDE stuff, which I highly recommend. There's nothing more fun than pushing your car to the absolute limit and not having any cops or oncoming traffic to worry about that, or getting on a go-kart and doing that. And a lot of people don't understand those things can get up to 125 miles an hour, so they're not slow. But just a thanks to everybody involved with everything, and the car community is for keeping the love of cars alive in a time where it feels like a lot of us are being overlooked and forgotten because of EVs and everything else that's taking the spirit away from driving. So it's really important for us to keep this going because people like us, the consumers, speak, and companies eventually listen. So it's nice to know that we've got a good community going.